It's a pleasure to introduce our first speaker of today, Bruce Napier. Bruce is the 3D visualization system lead of BGS. He specializes in developing innovative applications of spatial technology for geology. Bruce made many contributions to BGS, and one of the most, for me, interesting one was the first national 3D geological model of Great Britain. But he also played a pivotal role in conceptualizing and developing the GeoVisionary product, which you will see today, which is a partnership between BGS and Vitalis. Bruce, the floor is yours.
Hi, folks. Yeah, I said I'm Bruce. I'm the leader of 3D visualization systems development at BGS. Been talking to you about geovisionary and how it works for geoscientists and also for engagement with our stakeholders. So geovisionary. A little bit about BGS first. I work for the British Geological Survey. I think we're the oldest geological survey in the world. We work all over the world, but slightly unusually for a geological survey, I guess we have to make 50% of our income from commercial enterprise, hence the partnership with Vitalis being a part of that. I'm just going to crack on and tell you, I work in BGS Digital, which is a new division in BGS, brought together to help further enable the digital transformation. But we work a lot on digital workflows, data pipelines. The key in my bit really is I'm heavily involved in working on some of the software that we either develop ourselves or with partners. The key one there is GeoVisionary, which is visualization software, BGS Sigma, which is our field and desktop mapping software, and Groundhog, which is BGS produced 3D modeling software. Geovisionary all around the world, many projects. Our initial studies were done in the North Yorkshire moors, and the field team were able to save something like 75% of their time on remapping the area. So there's also a big cost saving, and they were happy with the results have been improved by using these high-res terrain models and being able to accurately define where they needed to go in the field. Some of it was very easy to remap, and some of it needed to be visited in the field to solve problems. So another saving comes from being able to really effectively target field work. A 2-meter resolution terrain model of Great Britain. I'm just going to quickly demonstrate some of the features of geovisionary. So you can see the nice resolution in the terrain model, and you can start to pick out features in the landscape. But I can bring in geological map data, topographic map, and aerial photos. Our aerial photo collection is now about 4.5 terabytes, but this software can stream it from the network very easily. So it's got some really clever features in it for zooming these huge data sets, and it can merge different data sets together, different resolutions in the same scene. You can see a nice sort of landslip features here. The geovisionary allows me to digitize directly in 3D. Remember, this works in full virtual reality. You can do it with a headset, you can do it in a 3D room, or you can do it on your desktop. So the way it works in BGS for a mapping project is that people would use the 3D room initially to work together as a team, appraise the data, do some initial analysis on the terrain, and then head out to the field, to the areas that they've identified that need to be looked at. I can create profiles, I can create a 3-point plane. Well, that's generating a very large amount of underground data here. And also do stuff like measure angles, so I can create planes, 3-point problem tool. Let's add my terrain model there, so you can do very accurate measurements. You can see breaks of slope, and it really allows you to do some basic feature mapping from the terrain in real time. This links directly to ArcGIS. We've created a tool which will do that. Really, GeoVisionary also allows us to completely integrate everything above ground and below ground. So I'm just going to turn on a few models. There's a GB 3D cross sections. This is our lowest resolution model of the UK in cross sections. But I'm also integrating block models. So this is a voxel model from Petrel showing the distribution of shale, right down to very detailed sort of site level geological models with integrated CAD data. So wind farm planning, onshore or offshore, infrastructure planning. It's a great way to bring data together from all these different sources. CAD model here, boreholes. And stuff like point clouds. Let's just put on one of these. So in this one scene, I've got terabytes of terrain and air photos plus 3D geological models. And you can even bring in really high resolution LiDAR point clouds. This is a big chunk of a city in the south of England, which was created by the Ordnance Survey of the UK. So that was just a very, very quick fly around what you can do with GeoVisionary. So I'm going to switch back to my presentation now. So how does GeoVisionary work for us? Well, one of the main things is that it really adds value to our work processes. In this case, I'm mainly talking about the virtual field reconnaissance part of GeoVisionary and data integration, but logistically, there's big cost reductions, and by prioritizing field reduction, we reduce risk to staff and the environment. So if you've got people visiting the same location all the time in a sensitive environment, it might cause wear and tear on the environment. Also, remote working from the pandemic the last couple of years, some of our work in overseas has only been possible because we've had GeoVisionary. Just to round up the future, we're looking at a GeoVisionary in the cloud. We want to be able to have the full power of these visualizations passed on or accessible to as many people as possible. Vitalis have recently come out with a product called Reach, which allows the internet sharing and collaboration and engineering models. And we're very keen to progress that to the sort of power of GeoVisionary. And in my department, we're looking at new things to visualize. So there's a data explosion in volume of data that's available these days. So we want to be able to interact with this data, working with data scientists to produce really powerful contextual visualizations from data that might otherwise be quite abstract. So that's the research part of my job for the next few years is going to be involved in this stuff, and we're really looking forward to what we come out with.